Acting Attorney General Whitaker says he will not appear at a hearing before the House Judiciary Committee tomorrow. That's breaking news this hour. It's what we led with. He won't go unless Democrats withdraw a subpoena because he already agreed to sit down with them. The panel is voting to authorize the subpoena for Whitaker today if he decides not to testify or declines to answer certain questions. This despite Whitaker, again, voluntarily agreeing already to testify. Republican Congressman Louie Gohmert of the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, I just want to first of all get your reaction to what's going on today.
I thought it was outrageous. You know, putting my hat back on I used to wear as a judge, you had a discovery agreement in essence between our committee and between Matt Whitaker. They agreed on the time, the place, the day, and the circumstances of his testimony. And then within 24 hours of him coming voluntarily under that agreement, they decided to slam through a subpoena changing. It's really a breach of the agreement that Matt Whitaker had made. And if they were coming into my court, and most judges that I'm aware of would say, what? You breached the agreement within 24 hours of the testimony and then slap a subpoena and you give him less than 24 hours to react to your breach? No, you're not. That's unreasonable. And in that situation, the big question is, what is reasonable? And that's unreasonable. But if you want a real indication, Harris, of just what a partisan railroad job that's being attempted here, all you have to do is look. Andy Biggs had an amendment because they wanted to talk about potential conflicts in the DOJ, FBI. Well, the one that knows most about those is Rod Rosenstein, who refused to come in last year. And so his amendment said, let's add Rosenstein. He filed that right before the hearing. There was an objection, point of order for germaneness. And we argued, and then the chairman reads from a pre-prepared overrule or sustaining of the objection to germaneness. It's a railroad job. It's outrageous, and it really needs to stop.
You know what? It's interesting how this is not a Rorschach. Like, you don't get to look at something and determine whether or not it fits your needs, or do you? Exactly. And the reason I asked that question is because in Catherine Heritage's reporting just moments ago, Democrats have moved the ball on this. Because they want to be able to get certain questions answered. And I don't know if that's rewriting the script, but look at what Nancy Pelosi said before this news broke. So maybe, you know, just a short time ago about the work in the committees with their subpoenas. Watch.
I'm very proud of the work of our committees. Even the Republicans have complimented the committees on being wise in how they proceed in terms of subpoenas and the rest.
All right. I'm looking back at Matthew Whitaker's statement. He said he'd already been preparing for all of this. What is Nancy Pelosi talking about? Compliments from Republicans?
Yeah, I don't know. I did compliment the chairman in a very sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek, complimented him today, commended him, I said, because obviously he would never rule, I said sarcastically, until he had heard from our side on our point. And yet by the time, the very second we finished, he already had a typed response that he read in overruling us. So if you want to take my very sarcastic tongue-in-cheek commendation as a compliment, then you're really not fully with the program, and we can get you the help you need.
All right. And talking about something that would not need any interpretation is the fact that the Senate Judiciary Committee just cleared William Barr, the man who actually will take the full-time job, if he's confirmed, that Matthew Whitaker would then step out of. If you could just talk to me about the timing of all of this.
Well, Harris, you just bring up, you go right to the crux of it. Here's a guy, he's been there, what, 70 days or something? You're not bringing in Rosenstein, that's been there the whole time, that could talk about all the conflicts, and you got Barr being confirmed, so Whitaker's out. You know, it doesn't make any difference. Well, yeah. So, yeah, this is Barr's going to be a done deal, and they know that. But this is an effort to stick it to the president, just like the president said, stick it to him every chance they get, try to keep him from being able to govern. But we'll see. He is an amazing president. He just keeps on ticking like that Energizer Bunny. He just keeps on going, and they're not going to derail him from moving forward.
And Congressman Gohmert, always good to have you on the
always
program.
Good to talk to you.
Thank you very much.